Climate neutrality is achieved through net zero emissions of greenhouse gases, where emissions are balanced by disposal or completely eliminated. This transition is necessary if we are to be able to eliminate the automotive industry's emissions and create new opportunities. That is why Polestar invests in climate neutrality. With Fredrika Klarén, Head of Sustainability at Polestar, discover the journey towards climate neutrality from an OEM viewpoint in this exciting thought leadership presentation from a diamond partner, Polestar.
As a young electric car company, we want to improve society with what we do. And we also want to break away from the conventions of a very traditional car industry. We believe that a lack of imagination is holding us back. And at Polestar, we imagine a society where we have tapped into 4 powerful keys for sustainability: climate neutrality, circularity, transparency, and inclusion. And we will use our 3 strengths: design, technology, and sustainability to get there. And we also see that when it comes to design, this is where we have the opportunity to really create sustainable products and to have an impact in our design. So we talk about designing towards zero. We want to design out emissions, design out waste, design out negative human rights impact. Our 4 strategic focus areas, climate neutrality, circularity, transparency, and inclusion, will enable us to not only mitigate these risks, but turn them into opportunities to have an impact and improve society with what we do. And today we're going to talk about climate and how we work with that. We see so clearly that electric cars offer a route to climate neutral mobility, and Polestar 2 has a lower carbon footprint than that of a comparable petrol car, regardless of how you charge it already today. So that is fantastic, of course, but we also know that now we have to get that footprint down to zero. So we have to switch from focusing on tailpipe emissions to the production-related emissions. As a company, we want to become climate neutral by 2040. But we also know that scientists tell us that it is within this decade that we have to reduce emissions drastically. So we have set a moonshot goal for ourselves. We want to create a climate neutral car by 2030. We call it the Polestar Zero project. And this goal enables us to create a sense of urgency within our design team, our purchases, our engineers, to find solutions within this decade that we can use in existing models and all of the coming models to one day be able to create a climate neutral car. We also want to inspire the industry as a whole in joining us in this endeavor. And we know where we need to focus. We have 5 strategic initiatives to be able to get to this goal. We will secure a climate neutral platform. And this is, of course, where the huge challenge lies. This is where we have batteries, big chunks of metal that somehow needs to be produced in a climate neutral way. We will tap into circularity as a way to get there, innovation, working together with our suppliers, of course. And we also have to make sure that all of the ingoing materials in this car are climate neutral. And this is, of course, where we will continue our journey that we have set out on, trying to find textiles from renewable sources, composites, really also here tapping into the power of circularity in recycled materials, renewable materials, for example. We also have to work a lot with energy optimization when it comes to this car. Aerodynamics, the electrical use in the car, but also the weight, for example. We also need to focus on climate neutral and sustainable manufacturing. And this is really where we want to be guiding stars. We know that having high standards on this will enable us to manufacture in a way that is sustainable regardless of where we find ourselves in the world. For example, in our Chengdu plant, where we produce Polestar 1, we have secured 100% renewable electricity, and it was the first car plant in China to be certified according to LEED Gold. We, of course, also have to secure renewable energy throughout the supply chain to create this car. And this is where we will support our suppliers in the transition to renewable energy. And this is, of course, where we have a lot of solutions already today. There are solutions within wind, solar, water power generation that can be tapped into now. We also know that this car needs to be produced with energy that comes from renewable sources, all the way from raw material extraction to finished product. And we will find suppliers that can join us in this journey and also support them in transitioning to renewable energy sources. And we wanted to do more than just announce this goal. You see so many examples of companies communicating fantastic climate goals, and that's wonderful, of course. But then you kind of don't see how they progress. So we wanted to be transparent and really take the lead on transparency within climate action. We decided to launch a product sustainability declaration that will enable you as a customer to join our journey and see how we progress. So for Polestar 2, you will see the carbon footprint and also the traced risk mineral. And for all of the coming models now, we will clearly state the carbon footprint. And when we get to Polestar 0, that should be 0. So that was our strategy going forward. But let's talk about Polestar 2 and how our sustainability ambitions can be seen in that car. Transparency and traceability is a key sustainability area for us. And we actually got to use blockchain to trace cobalt in the Polestar 2. And Polestar 2 was actually the first car on the market utilizing this technology. And to me, it's fantastic because in the sustainability field, traceability has kind of been like the holy grail. It's been something that we know can enable true change in supply chains. But we also know that traceability is complex, it's costly, it's been done in a very inefficient way, it's been easily corrupted. But with blockchain, we can actually trace materials in a way that is efficient and immutable. We also wanted to take a new approach to interior materials and redefine what a premium material is. We believe it should be innovative and more sustainable. And instead of a standard leather upholstery, in Polestar 2, you find a vegan option, WeaveTech. It's a durable material and it's produced in a way that conserves resources and uses chemicals in a more sustainable way. And we also have these details, for example, reconstructed wood, which is something that we borrowed from the furniture industry. And it's actually a way of laying the wood that minimizes production waste. So why do we want to share this today with you? Well, we know that this is important issues to you, and it's also important for us as a young company to be fully transparent on the journey that we are now embarking on, because we know that in order to do this, we need to collaborate, we need to share what we do and inspire each other, all to do what we know is needed now to accelerate the transition into electric mobility.
Thank you, Fredrika Klarén, Head of Sustainability at Polestar, for this great presentation, and also thanks to Polestar for supporting us as a diamond partner with this conference.